Dramatic scenes are coming out of Sri Lanka right now as people all around the nation have gathered on the streets to demand the resignation of President Gotabaya Rajapaksa.
Stop it, man! That's it! That's Sri Lanka! Come on, Sri Lanka! There we go! End of the story! End of the bloody story!
The video that you're watching right now is people breaching the equivalent of the White House in Sri Lanka, right? This is the president's residence in Colombo. Now, reports have come in that prior to this happening, the president of Sri Lanka had fled the building, and there's even other unconfirmed reports that people have been spotted. Government vehicles have been spotted heading to the airport, and there's footage to this effect. I'm not exactly sure who's in these vehicles, but there are also Navy ships being loaded with luggage. So there's a lot going on in Sri Lanka right now, and all of this comes on the back of months and months of continuous protest in Sri Lanka. People are having a very difficult time, to put it lightly, in Sri Lanka. The people that actually came to this protest because of a lack of fuel were coming together, carpooling, for instance, right? In big trucks, in shipping containers. They were coming on the trains. Some people were just walking from towns miles and miles and miles away. They were gathering together in their towns and marching into the city. That is the situation of the country right now, as it is in Sri Lanka. Lack of just the basic resources, farmers affected, just dodgy deals by government overall for generations, and of course, rampant nepotism in Sri Lanka, a lot of which was voted for by the people of Sri Lanka, and now in many ways they are paying the price for some of the decisions they've made in the past. But again, you're seeing people showing their discontent with the current situation in life in Sri Lanka. When the Prime Minister resigned a few months ago, the brother of the current president, they replaced him with someone that people in Sri Lanka also think has a questionable record and a questionable history. So they feel like this is just politicians covering their asses, covering their tracks, helping each other out. So none of this has quelled anything. So that ultimately what people want in Sri Lanka is for the president to resign and for perhaps new elections to be held. Now, there's a lot more that could be said about Sri Lanka, but I just wanted to bring you this breaking news and show you this footage that's being circulated online right now in Sri Lanka to give you a heads up on the situation there. In the future, I might make more videos about the situation in Sri Lanka. Being an Australian of Sri Lankan background, I refrain a lot from talking about the politics directly in Sri Lanka because I understand that I am in a position of privilege living in Australia, and for me to tell people there how to live their lives and who to elect and what to do in those countries, I see it as I've been told by Sri Lankans that actually live there, as being quite offensive. Let me know if you agree with that or not. I think they do have a point. Then again, to comment on these kind of major global things which are happening in Sri Lanka, particularly as Australia is a major partner in terms with Sri Lanka when it comes to things like border security. Recently, I think we sent them $50 million. We have the Australian cricket team touring right there right now. And interestingly enough, the protesters were actually near the test match that was happening right now. So we have a lot of links with Sri Lanka. Lots of people of Sri Lankan background and living in Australia like myself. So these connections run deep. Again, guys, this is the situation in Sri Lanka right now. Thank you for watching, and I will see you next time.